Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel where we talk about Figma tips, metaverse, web tech and a lot about new technologies. So today we are going to discuss about component and variants in Figma. So we are going to discuss these 5 key points as what is component and variants, how to create a component, what are the shortcuts to create a component, what is single and multiple component, and the most important is how to reuse a component. So let's jump into the first one. What is component and variants? Components are simply a collection of objects. Now, what are objects? Objects can be anything. It can be a button, it can be a card, it can be a menu, it can be a shape, circle, rectangle, it can be anything. It can be a set of icons also, right? So what are variants? So variants are like components group. So if we make different types of button, like it's a solid button, a line button, ghost button. So to group them together, we call it as variant. So their main purpose is to gather similar components. Variants will make your design system much more flexible and faster to use. The second most important point is how to create a component. So you know like what are component and variants, but how to create a component. So to create a component, you just need to simply create an object. Object, as I already told, it can be anything. It can be a button, card, anything that you want. But for now, I am going to take a button as my component, and I will definitely describe each and every way, like how to use this particular component and how to create a button. So before moving to it, practically, I would like to tell you the shortcuts to create a component. For Windows, it is Ctrl-Alt-K, and for Mac users, you can simply put Option-Command-K, right? So let's go deep dig into it. So first of all, create a button by just pressing R. You can take a rectangle out of it. Give it a height of 40 and a radius of 6. Give it a black color. You can give it any color you want. For now I am taking black color. Press T for text and put a summit. Oops, that's too big. Let's make it a small. So like press I for color inspector, and now that's you got the color. Like most of the user face this problem, like how to align this horizontally and vertically in middle, right? So there's not a very difficult task. You just need to take that submit thing and the rectangle and just make it center align and horizontally aligned, right? Now it is properly aligned. You can check it by pressing Alt key. You can see that everything is perfect. So now you can make it a group. Place your click on the cursor and press Ctrl G to make it a group. You can see group 16 is created. Now press R to rename it. I will name it as black button, right? So now it is just a simple button. It's not a component, right? So to create a component, as I already told, you just need to select this thing and go to this icon, little icon. You can create a component by just pressing it, or you can directly place a shortcut that is Ctrl-Alt-K. Now it become a component. You can see the color changes to this thing, right? And there is also an icon of component. So now this is particularly a component. You can go to the assets folder. You can see that there is the black button, local component. So now you can simply create multiple components from this thing. Press Alt key and you are able to duplicate it. You can also press Ctrl D to duplicate, but for now I'm using Alt key, right? So now we can simply say this one is the parent one, and these are the childs of this component, right? So now quickly I will change the color of these buttons. One is blue, one is going to be the green one, one is going to be the red one, and the last one is going to be orange, right? So now you have four buttons, four different color buttons, but still they are single component. They are not a multiple component. So the same topic. Now, what is a single and multiple component? The single component are basically a by default component, as you already see. Like if you see, these are the single components, right? These are the single components. But to create a multiple component, you can simply select them all, right? And now you have a drop down option over there that is not visible when you are clicking the single one, right? There's not an option. When you select all the four buttons, there is now multiple components, right? You just need to click on this create multiple components, and now they are four different components, right? You can see in the assets, you can see there are four different colors. So I will quickly change the name of them. I will put it blue, green button, purple button, and orange button, right? So now you have these buttons, right? So I will also tell you like how you can reuse a component. So you can reuse a component by simply just drag and drop. So like now in a design system, like I am designing some login button, right? And I want green button, so I want blue button, right? So I just drag and drop this button, and I just drop it over here. Now you will get this blue button. Now the most important part, how we will create a variant out of this, right? So to create a variant, you just need to select all these, and now you can see there is an option of combine as variant. So you just need to click on it. Now it becomes a component one. Now just rename it to button, right? And that's it. Like you recently created a variant, and that is one of the most important thing that you can use in your design system, right? You just need to take this button, and you can see there is an option of changing the color. Like you can even make it green, you can make it orange, you can make it purple, right? So now this button is basically a variant that contain a group of components, right? You can see there are four components: blue button, green button, orange button, and purple button, right? So this is basically a component. So, and like what is the best use of component? Like what are the advantages of component? So now I will tell you a story. Like when I'm working on a job, like I'm working, so there my boss will come and say like, I just made a mistake, you just need to change that submit text to continue. Oops, like I already created 10 to 20 frames using the same button, and there I used the submit text, and he's saying like just change all the frames, like 20 to 30 frames. So here you can see the importance of using component. Like you just need to change the parent component, and you will see the changes in the child component. Like I just type continue, and you can see there is the change. Like you can see the parents, like the child components are changing their text. So that is the beauty of using component in your design system, and that is one of the most important use of using a component. So here we discuss all the 5 key points, like what are the shortcuts of creating a component, what is a component, what are single and multiple components, and how to reuse a component. So hope you like the video. If you like, please share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. Thanks a lot for your time.